All right, when you download Zoom onto your desktop and you open it up, you have this nice little like Zoom home screen menu. You can schedule meetings, start a new meeting, join, share screen. Up at the top, you can also do chat, contacts, and meetings. So if I click on meetings, what you're going to notice on my left-hand side is I have all these meetings that are scheduled permanently. And some of them, as you'll notice, have students' names with them. So when I was teaching summer school, a lot of students needed one-on-one help. So what I would do is I would create meetings for each individual student and title it with that student's name so that that student had one user ID and one password to keep track of. So here's what that's going to look like. All right, so I clicked schedule meeting, so I'm scheduling a new meeting. Let's say I'm meeting with Danielle Alm as my student. You can select a day and time, and this is what most people choose to do. What I would actually do is click reoccurring meeting and notice that the day and time disappears. This meeting will be open indefinitely, which means that the student can use the same meeting ID number and password, which you have the ability to change to anything you want. So I would generally like to use the student's first name or last name as the password, as it was easy for them to remember. And then what I would do is that I would go to click on schedule and notice here that I have a meeting ID and a passcode. So I would highlight those, do Command C to copy them, and then I would open an email and I would paste them into the email to my student, inviting them to my help hours. So now if I close that and I go over to meetings, check it out right there, you can see it says Danielle Alm. So I can now start this meeting anytime I want, finish it, and this meeting stays put, and the meeting ID is never going to change, nor is the password. So this makes it a lot more manageable, especially if you notice these are all in alphabetical order. So yes, it would be true that you would have a lot of meetings in here if you had one set up for every one of your students, but it makes it more manageable for the student to only have to keep track of one user ID and one password number that they could always use whenever they attended office hours with you. If you wanted, you could also keep this information in a spreadsheet. I found that I didn't really need to. I would simply have a spreadsheet where I would have the date and time that I had emailed the student saying that I was going to meet with them.